So our goal was to prep our car for camping for a nice cross-country trip to some national parks. We quickly found that when everything is packed, including cameras, clothes, kitchen gear, camping gear, mattresses, pillows, that the car gets really full really fast. So we needed to do something with all this stuff once we got to where we were staying. So I thought, let's go up. We just barely fit inside with a foam mattress that you can add air to. I started with an old futon frame, but you could easily build one of these with slats and 2x4s. Made a couple extensions out of just some plywood, and then we added some foam floorboard stuff you can get at Harbor Freight, just as something to span those slats so the mattress wouldn't fall through. Now this pivoted, and this was going to give us a couple extra inches of storage underneath that was accessible from the back or from the front just by lifting it up, whether the mattress was down or not. The key is this X-Bed Dual Mat mattress. It's expensive, but we really wanted to be comfortable while sleeping, and I spent the extra money because we wanted it to last and to work well. We were going to store all our food under here, which we ended up doing, and that worked out fairly well. Whether it was, some cans of soup or whatever else we were going to have to eat, it all fit underneath, except for the cooler things. In the morning, we wanted everything on the roof to be tied down so we could leave camp early and start touring the park. Speed limit is really never more than 45 miles an hour, and these were staying on there with no problem at all. All the camping gear is stored in the larger action packers on this rack on the hitch. The Thule bars fit on these, what are basically muffler clamps that I made and painted black to hold the bars onto these side rails. And the action packers sit on a flat mesh rack, and I used the bed net to tie them all down nice and tight. Here's the rack on the back. It's aluminum, very lightweight. It'll hold 500 pounds. We weren't even close to that with the camping gear, which was, folding chairs and all the cooking things and propane, things like that. It came with an attachment that you can flip it up, but we really wouldn't use it, so we just put the rack right into the receiver, and it was nice and tight up to the car. Again, I speed tested this to about 60, 65, and they're fine. They don't move around or fly off at all. The rack is really sturdy. It's all solid steel, powder coated, so they weren't going to go anywhere. Clearance on the back was maybe a slight issue when we were doing some off-road driving, but we didn't really bottom out that badly. In particular with this car, I had to work around the sky slider. Using those bars as high as they are actually let it clear so you could open the sky slider while you were traveling or while you were parked, and it's kind of nice for the added scenery and stargazing. We made a couple test runs locally just to see how everything worked. The mattress worked great. That's the pump for it. It's just a hand pump. You don't have to have any battery operated pumps or anything to blow the air into that. It's full of foam, and then you can add the air to your comfort. I'm going to have a separate video on this awning, which is just an emergency shelter, and I will explain how I made that. This is all set up for sleeping. Most of the bins are out of the car or on the roof, and this fold down seat on the passenger side gives me the extra room I need because I'm over 6'1". Bug screens, we just cut out some screening and used these super strong magnets to hold them on the outside, and had no problems at all with mosquitoes. And these wind and rain guards on the windows are real nice because you can leave your windows cracked open, and if it rains, the water won't come in the windows. The rack makes a nice seat if you need it on the back. We also had some folding chairs we took. This handy light is really nice. You just put it up on your windshield during the day and the sun charges it. There's a battery inside that's solar charged, and it's got a couple magnets on it, which is great because you can stick it anywhere. Inside the car, outside, anywhere you need the light around camp at night. And it's got 2 levels, low and high. Bedtime. It's actually pretty cozy in here. Between the insulation and a sleeping bag. Not bad. This is waking up in the morning. I had plenty of room for my knees. Not quite enough room to sit up and clear your head, but if you took the platform out, you can sit up. The screens work great. Had nice airflow all night. You only use 1 propane burner just to make coffee or maybe to heat up some dinner. I added this ladder and a couple of cables with a lock just to keep everything that was outside locked up on the back. And it worked really well on this trip. And if you want to see more of that, give us a thumbs up. Maybe subscribe to the channel. Next to the subscribe button, hit that little alarm bell so that every time we upload, you'll get a notification that we've got something new for you, and hope you'll come along for the trip. See you down the road.